Well, we back, we live and in effect, and we looking for that respect. We back with Birds of a Feather, and we sure got ourselves together. It's week 13, and we gonna be on the scene. It's old Doc Hurts, we pulling it out the dirt. Them old Eagles, they flying high. I believe our record now is 10 and 11. Yes, that's 10 and 1. We 10 wins and 1 loss, and we facing them old San Francisco Miners 49ers. Oh, yeah, and the sad part about it, and I guess I'm going to get into it a little later on, but I'm going to ask Mr. Izzy if he just step on in and get ready to tell us what's coming up. I believe this is the week 13 showdown with the lowdown. Is it week 13 or week 12? Which one is it, Mr. Izzy?
If I'm not mistaken, it may be week 13, but what I do know is that the Eagles' record is 10 and 1. First place in the whole NFL and first place in the NFC. So that's where they stand as of November 28th of 2023.
Okay, so they are number 1 in the NFC with the best record. And another thing I want to just look at is what's coming up in this week 13 battle is that there seems to be a malfunction or a disconnect because it seems like we are a 3-point underdog.
True. That's what they have. They're the NFC champions are the underdogs, and there's no other place I'd rather have it. You be the underdog, no matter what you do until you win it all. They're gonna root for anybody besides you. So a lot of people were expecting the Cowboys to go in Philadelphia and beat them. People thought Miami would go in there and beat them. And so now people are assuming that San Francisco is going to go into Philadelphia and beat them. So the Eagles are undefeated at home. They've never lost at home. And that's what the Eagles intend on doing and trying to get back healthy and maybe trying to add some more players. So all is well on the home front. Lane Johnson's trying to get his health together. Goddard's trying to get back. And before you know it, you're looking to get back Dean and hopefully add some more players to the lineup.
Okay.
What do you think about it?
Well, what I think is from the beginning of the season, we face the best coach in the NFL. And that was the New England Patriots. And they say he is the master of defense. And we went in there, we faced New England, and we came away with the victory. That's one people said they thought we would lose the first game. So we took that up. We beat everybody. We went down and got to, I think we played the New York Jets, and they come through there and they beat us. And that was without, a superb quarterback. But we went on, we beat every team, and it seems like since we beat Miami Dolphins, we went on to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, we went on to beat the Dallas Cowboys. Now, we face some of the biggest quarterbacks there is in the whole league, and we've beaten them thus far. We've done it 10 and 1. And regardless how it looks, we got it done. We faced some of the biggest quarterbacks. The biggest quarterback. Matter of fact, we beat the champions who had defeated us in the Super Bowl. We beat the Cowboys, who say they're always the perennial champions, or the ones who are fighting for the first place seat in the NFC East. We beat them. We beat the Buffalo Bills, who everybody said they were going to be the ones that was going to come over and be in the Super Bowl. And now we're facing the San Francisco 49ers. It's like every game that we have to face, to me, every game is like, oh, this is our biggest game. So I just got to the point. I'm just saying, you know what? Our next game is always our biggest game. Our next game is always our biggest game because it seems like that's what they're throwing up every time. And all the while, it's steady getting it done. I mean, players are coming through from, you got Jalen Carter blocking field goals. You got Big Davis running the quarterback out of bounds. I mean, putting every ounce to the bounce in it. You got guys coming in, slashing and dashing and getting interceptions. You got big play Slay sticking on a man like some hot grits. I tell you, These guys, it's not just one man. You got that Bigfoot Elliott. He even stepped in on the scene. I mean, how in the world you kick a ball that far in the storm and the rain? I tell you what, man, it just don't get no better than this, and it keep on happening. But I'm waiting for the San Francisco to run up in there and talking about we are the underdogs. But that's okay, because I believe they're going to have to pack their bags and move a little further. So what you got to say, Mr. Izzy?
I pretty much feel the same way. San Francisco has a chip on their shoulder from getting beat in a championship. Two of their quarterbacks were knocked out, and they feel that they didn't get a fair shake at the deal. So for them, this is their big game. This is their Super Bowl. But this is like it's always been said, every game has to be our Super Bowl, because everyone from the commentators are pretty much saying this is the must-see game. This is the one that proves who knows what, and every game is an MVP showcase that the Eagles and Jalen steps up for us. And out of every game, we haven't played our best, but the players have never been the problem. A lot of it has been either coaching or play calling, and other than that, the players have been playing pretty well. I remember that even this last game, there were so many of the Eagles fans were booing and mad with Jalen and mad with Brian Johnson, as they only had 33 passing yards, and everybody was upset the same way they were when Jalen was drafted. But as time goes on, you get a chance to see that you have to wait through the process. Don't make everything an emergency. And then when we let the chips fall where they may, almost all the time and the majority of the time, the Eagles come out on top and the victor. So to all the fans and all the critics and everyone making it more than what it is, keep the main thing the main thing. This is one game at a time. You play from beginning to end, and pretty much you should have confidence that the Eagles are going to go out there, they're going to do what they got to do, and they're going to come out the victor. And that's mainly what's been happening. And so I'm just not expecting or predicting anything different on my behalf. So that's my take on this up-and-coming game of the Eagles versus 49ers. So I feel good, feel great, and let's see how the MVP discussion continues on my behalf.
Yeah, I think when it comes to that MVP discussion, I think what they've gotten to the point is right now, and I truly believe this, Jalen is not concerned one bit about the MVP. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. You got a wide receiver by the name of A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown could be in contention for the MVP if he would insist on them throwing him the ball. Smith, a wide receiver, could be insisting on them throwing him the ball and being in contention for the MVP. Remember the running back, Swift. Swift had, in the third or the fourth game, he had more running yards than anybody. He had more running yards than anybody on a record-setting pace, just like A.J. Brown would. He could insist, give me the ball, let me run. I'm going to be the MVP. You leave from him, then you go to Dallas Goedert. He said, hey, I need a little more playing time. Now you move from him, you look at Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter said not only could he be the Rookie of the Year, he should be an MVP. Big Davis should be. Fletcher Cox. What is happening? Everybody has gotten to the point where they're not trying to say, hey, I need to be the MVP. They're looking at, look, let's get to the big picture. Doesn't matter who got all the points running. Don't matter who got the points in sacks. Don't matter who got the points in interceptions. What we're going to do, we're going to play to win the game. And that's what, when you said that, like Jalen was trying to get them on the same page and is saying, keep the main thing the main thing. We're here to win the Super Bowl. We got to get focused. And you see everybody's mind is getting on that, because I'm telling you, all of those guys I named, any one of them could be in the running for the MVP. But what that is, that's divide and conquer, and it's about being selfish. And what it means is that Jalen may not have the yard. Swift may not get all the running. A.J. Brown might not get all the passes. And no, everybody else may not be having the limelight constantly shine on them. But together as a team, they can beat anybody if they focus on it. And I believe that's the team goal that you want people to realize and see. Hey man, we're in a team. Let's do it together. Let's not worry about the individual accolades, and we will conquer. And that's what the football game is seeing going on right now. Putting yourself aside, putting the team first, everybody getting on one page, and even though you're winning ugly, remember, you've got some big wins. These teams that they're beating are some of the best, if not the best, matter of fact, the best teams in the whole NFL. And they doing it in the regular season. So we got a lot of unfinished business, and that's what it's going to be. And Dan Sileo and all the rest of them, I think they coming with, who going to win this, who going to win that, look, man, all that's nothing but distraction. Coming up with these stupid thoughts and ideas. And I'm going to let you say something a little more because I believe you got something to say about it. When they come up with stuff like, who is your Mount Rushmore? Who is your top 10? Who is your bottom 5? Or who do you think could get more balls if they threw it up in the air and spin around on their head? That's what it sounds like to me. A bunch of gobbledygook talk that don't mean nothing. And they just come up with these scenarios that is just, man, I hate to say it, but just stupid talk. Talk don't even make no sense. Well, what about if they had another coach? What about the coach that got fired? You think they need to move him over there? And one of the worst things I think you need to be doing, stop talking about who need to get fired, who don't need to get fired. First of all, you are not the one who hired these people. You're not the one that's paying them. You don't know what's going on in these conversations because they may have a guy doing something and somebody doing something else. Let the ownership of the teams handle that. I think these announcers are doing too much. They're running out of material to talk about, and I've never seen when they got to the point where they talk about the game, right? You're supposed to give us a breakdown in the game, who you think gonna win, or the statistic, the score. Now y'all in there talking about who needs to get fired, who needs to get let go, who needs to get a raise. I mean, what is going on with y'all? I think that is crazy. Now, Mr. Izzy, anything you want to add on there?
You definitely. To anyone that's listening, I just advise you guys to hopefully get away from the couch critics. There's a lot of people who've probably never done anything significant, never even been a coach, never done anything in the NFL or NBA, whatever sport, and they just have so much critique and breakdown and analyzing stuff, and their facts are just far and few in between. It's just opinion about who's better at what, and would I take a dual threat, or would I take a drop back, or would I take a coach that's on another team. So I think the problem is that there's people such as Dan Sileo who wants to play this fantasy owner of the Eagles and how he would go get Frank Wright and he would get this guy and he would fire this one, and the reality is that he's never been a college or NFL coach, and he really didn't do much of anything in the NFL. So just sometimes we got to remember the commentators are just couch commentators who critique him. That's how they make their income, is they go on YouTube and they spend hours of talk, which means absolutely nothing about the game. So to everyone that's out there, just don't give that the time of day. It's nonsense. It doesn't benefit anyone. And unless you just got time to waste, I think that's the only reason you should really listen to those guys. But if you got time to wait and listen to it, and if that kind of tickles your stomach of comedy and you think that's funny hearing Tone and Sileo, moderate and go back and forth, if that's what floats your boat, be it. But it's something that I think is pretty much useless.
Yeah, I when I post up, I be texting on that old Sileo. I be telling him, hey man, you the guy I love to hate, because the scripture tell me I'm supposed to love everybody. So I love you, but also the scripture said God loved Esau and he hated Jacob. No, loved Jacob, but he hated Esau. So you the guy I love to hate. You gotta listen to you. Matter of fact, I tune into him almost every day because he make me so upset. But you know what? I think he know he getting under people's nerve and they just tune in just for that. But anyway, with him, I'm gonna say this to a lot of these other little commentators that's flying under the radar. Some of you can say what you want to. You still, you know what? I'm not gonna get like Deion Sanders was saying. Do you believe? Ain't about believing. It's what's going on. Y'all, you know, you got to a point where you hustle around Jalen like, yeah, we really for Jalen. We really for Jalen. But I'm gonna tell you something. We see you. We see the minute things get hot, y'all want to jump back. And the sad part about it, if you look at his record over the last 2 years, how many games he's won. How many games he's won versus how many he's lost. And y'all sitting up there, the minute you see the wind blow one way, y'all jump back on the other side. You know, it's just amazing. And I think y'all need to call that out. Because you got one dude, he was over there with Cilio typing in. And I asked him, I said, wait a minute, man. Are you a traitor? You jumping on Cilio's side, but yet you going to be for the Eagles and this here. Man, come on. Stop all that, bro. That's your team, be with your team. Like I said before, the main reason I got on this thing was because Jalen was playing great football as a college player. And guess what? Only voice you would hear is what the other people were saying. When he went to the Eagles, he was on the team, and they was talking that noise. And I said, no. I watched him, and I've seen him doing what he's doing, and I know he got what it takes, and I know look. I said, it's time for the Hurts to speak up for the Hurts. And you got with me, you said, yeah, well, it's time for the Hurts to take care of Hurts business. And so we started blogging because of this. And then I'm going to tell you, I say Jalen is going to win the Super Bowl. Last year, I think a guy with, I don't know what's her name, Delia, but she said, hey, you projecting, you prophesying it's going to happen. Listen, if God said it and we speak it, it's going to happen. So I'm telling you this here, listen, I say he's going to win a Super Bowl. I ain't say when, but it's going to happen. Matter of fact, this could be the year, but I'm telling you, he's Super Bowl bound because his mind is made up. It's going to happen. He's bringing a team with him. It's a team effort, a team sport, and it's going to happen because there's something in that Philadelphia city. You know what? I don't know if they talk about the Batman or cleaning up the streets or whatever going on in Gotham City, but you know what? Philadelphia know it needs some cleaning up. I showed different tapes and videos how the people walk around like zombies. You got all kind of stuff going on in the city and all kind of in the city they call brotherly love, where they got the Liberty Bell. Yeah, it's time to get some liberty in this United States. We got a lot of other stuff going on, but this football is just to galvanize, to show you when you get a person's mind to get right, and then he galvanizes the other people, say, let's do something, even in the midst of people not believing in you, even in people not understanding, and then when it happens, everybody want to rejoice. So this is a movement in San Francisco. I think what's that dude named CD? Is his name CD Lamb or what is his name? Is it
Debo Samuel?
Debo who? That's him?
Yeah.
He's talking all that noise, man. What's the problem? You know what? Let me tell you something. The day you thinking you can be like Muhammad Ali, that day is gone, baby. That day you think you get up there and run your mouth and get people mad, then he come out and he fight all hard and get all out of breath. His mind ain't on his game because he ain't thinking about fight. He ain't thinking about last, and he just want to try to. He's so mad he just want to kill you. We not falling for them little kindergarten tricks. You're not gonna make us so upset that we not gonna focus on the task at hand. Jalen is trying to show you. Listen. Keep the main thing. You can do all that mouth running, and he gonna stay cool as a cucumber. He gonna be sitting just as plain, and he gonna come out, and guess what? You gonna have to really get in the battle, because not only he gonna be fighting, but guess what? His teammates gonna be fighting with him. Look at Big Mulatto on the left. My God, that man on the side. Look at the man on the side of him. Look at Kelsey in the middle. Look at the man on the side of him. Look at Big Johnson on the side. Man, them 5 guys right there is enough to deal with almost anybody. And guess what? Man, they still playing great. Let alone going in the backfield. Then going on the tight ends. And a team that plays together gonna stay together. Mr. Izzy Oaks, you want to say something? Because, man, I feel so good, I just can't tell it all.
Feel so great, and every day rent is due, like Hawkins School. So all is well, all is well. So I feel great, and no complaints. So everyone that's out there, hey, we're putting this out there. We put you on notice. We put you on notice back then, and we're putting you on notice again. So you could either come on the right side of history or the wrong side of history. Don't make me no difference. We're putting it out there for you, and you decide which way it's gonna go.
All right. And what we're gonna do, we want to let y'all know that we gonna get on this podcast, and we want y'all to tune in to us, and we're gonna be broadcasting just like Big Philly 500 and old Joey, what is his name? Joey Snacks or whatever. Joey Shakes, yeah, and the other guy, Philly Mike. We want, and old Brunson, we're going to be doing what he do. And we want, like, Jaquez Sports and all the other people we going to be broadcasting. Also, we're going to be trying to get them hats and other gear so you can get that Jalen hat, Jalen stuff, and the Philadelphia Eagles stuff. I'm working on it now, waiting on them to respond back to me so we can start putting some gear up. But we want you to like, share, support our channel as you see it on YouTube. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend, tell somebody, tell anybody. You know what I mean, man? It is happening. The Eagles is, I think they said this when they went on the moon. I believe they said the eagle has landed. The eagle done landed, man. What's the symbol of the United States? That old eagle bird. Why? It flies higher than any bird. It goes down and it'll pick up the fish out the ocean. Come on now. It'll take a lamb up in the sky till it pass off. Yeah, that's what that eagle will do. It flies high. Ain't nothing flying higher than that eagle. And when he turns his face to the sun and he goes into the sun, my God, it won't blind him. So we want you to understand that eagle bird represents a whole lot. And he say, fly, eagles, fly. My God, I ain't going to preach to y'all, but I would preach. But I'll preach to you on Sunday about something else. That's a whole different thing. I'm just blowing off a little this physical exercise that's going on in the football territory. So I'm going to stay right there. And if you want to catch me on them other channels where I'm preaching the word of God and doing other stuff that I know I really love to do, you can catch me on my other channels of gvmprophet.com, Dr. Emil Hurts, Amen, God Vision Ministry, preaching the word. But right now I'm here giving the devil a black eye on this football Sunday weekend coming up. Mr. Izzy, I'm going to let you take us out and say what you got to say, and I'm going to get off of here.
I'm good to go, John Camo, so you guys have been informed. And to just be prepared that, hey, the day of reckoning is coming. It's here. So we're here. Like, comment, subscribe, share. And it's going to be in the history book. So I'm going on the side with the Hurts side. I'm good to go, and I'm signing out.
Shalom, shalom, and get on. See ya, and we definitely don't want to be ya.